Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks for joining me. In today's episode we're going to be assembling this wall cabinet and fitting it to this wall. Just so I have a little bit of additional storage space, that's all. As you can see, somewhere to put all this kind of stuff. Now it's nothing special, this cabinet, it's just like a B&Q special really. But it's more than good enough for what I need. So let's crack it up and see what we need to do. Might not even need the knife on this one. Yeah, there we go. Not sure if you can see that on the camera, but I've actually opted for the grey slab front. They never make these things easy, do they? Right, I'll spare you the boring bit. Let's get to the next step. Okay, so let's see what we've got in the box then. Right, 2 shelves, 2 sides, and top and the bottom by the looks of that. Okay, so by the looks of it, we're going to need to put the wooden dowels in first. Right, so before we put them in, I think we're going to get some wood glue on them, just to make it a little bit more secure. Here we go. I almost forgot there. Need to put these in there, don't we? Put those in there. And now we should be ready to knock those in. It feels strong enough. Now what you want to do is get the second side on. So I guess it's the same again. Get the old little cam locks in there. Let's get this one the right way around. So, okay, so we want the dowels in this top part. Okay, I think I understand how these work now. Not sure if you can see that on the camera or not, but in the top part, just there, that metal piece is like, it's tapered. So when you actually lock it up, it spreads this plastic into the wood. So yeah, I guess they should be strong enough. Guess we'll soon find out. Bit of wood glue in there. Them up. Okay, so now I guess we're going to have to fit these levelling hangers. Yeah, I've got a set of them. And strangely, they give you one bracket that you break in half by the looks of that. Guess there's a cheaper way of making it. Ah yeah, there you go. You can see that. Bend that backwards and forwards. That should break. There you go, look. And your 2 brackets, obviously you put them on the wall, and these will go through the back of the cabinet and hook onto there, and then you can adjust them with your 2 screws, forwards, backwards, up and down. So we'll fit them on now. As you can probably see there, you've got 2 little pre-drilled holes to align it correctly. Get those lined up. Okay, so that side's in. Okay, I think now is the time we can actually put the back in. This should slide in there nicely to the old slots. There you go. Just like so. That was actually quite fiddly to get in there, to be honest. Right, let's tilt you back down here. Okay, so now it should fit nice and snugly on the top here. This is actually really fiddly, you know. Trying to get that lined up at the back there. You get one side down and then the other side pops up. Oh, there we go. That's it. That's it popped in. Oh, there we go. Right, that's it. Give those cam locks a twist. Okay, so if we stand the cabinet up now, well, that seems to be the carcass of it. I mean, seems pretty sturdy. Well, it does only seem to have the two hanging brackets at the top. I think I may put some additional brackets at the bottom, I think, with the weight I'm planning to put in it. Okay, so the next step is putting these little securing clips on the back. I'm not sure if they do much, to be honest, but we'll put them on anyway. Okay, so they only seem to have provided 4 of them. Can't really see that making a difference, but anyway, we'll put them on. Okay, now actually while we're at the back here, I can show you how these hanging hooks work. You can just see them at the back there. And you get these little brackets I broke in half earlier on, and they just basically bolt to the wall and hang underneath like that. Simple as that, really. And then you adjust it with the 2 adjusting screws on the inside, so you can level it up and adjust it, obviously, if you've got a gap between the wall or not. Make it nice and tight fit. So I guess the next step is to measure up on the wall and hang it up. Okay, so first of all, I think we should clear all this mess off of this toolbox and off of the cabinet up on the wall to see how it's going to look and where it's going to sit. Okay, so one thing I need to make sure of actually is I still have clearance to open the toolbox up. So if we leave that open, we can then put that on the wall and offer it up. Okay, so I need to put the brackets on a 3rd brick down from the top by the looks of it. Okay, so if we measure the first bracket up, where it's going to go, it's going to sit around about there. One thing I will say is always make sure that you screw or drill into the brick itself, not into the cement between, because you're never going to get a secure hold through the cement. Okay, so if we drill those holes first. So one thing I have just noticed that there's no fixings to actually secure the brackets to the walls. So I'm not surprised really, it is a B&Q special after all. Not to worry. Actually, before we do that, one little top tip I'll show you here. If you're drilling a hole at home or you don't want to make a big mess, this is what you need to do. A bit of tape, either masking tape or electrical tape would be the best, and just a piece of paper. All I do, fold a piece of paper in half, a little bit of tape, put the tape on one side of the paper, just like so, good enough a fold, and then what you want to do is stick that just underneath where you're going to be drilling your holes. Like that. Make sure you fold that up again. Once it's up, we can start drilling. Okay, so once you drill the holes, you can take the little bit of piece of paper down without spilling all the dust, and you can see just there how that's caught most of the dust really. In this case I'm going to be using the brown Rawle plugs, which require a 7mm drill bit, masonry drill bit. Pop those in there. The screws I'm going to be using for these brackets are a 5mm by 60mm long. They should be more than enough to hold this cabinet really, especially that I'm adding some additional brackets on later on as well. Okay, so once that's up, a little bit of a trickier part now because we've got to measure up for the second bracket using spirit level. Although this is only a short one, so I'm going to have to use a metal rule to span the width. Okay, so we're going to have to measure the inside of the cabinet so we know where to put the second bracket, because we need to measure from the outside edge here to the outside edge of the second bracket. Okay, so that's 560mm across there. So now we know the exact size, and the reason for that is, if we turn it around, you can actually see they come right up to the edge. So if we go to the outside edge of the brackets, 560mm, they should sit perfect. So if we measure across 560mm from the outside edge of that bracket, we can then do a rough marking of where the outside edge of that bracket will sit. And then we just have to make sure it's level. You don't have to be exact spot on with this because you do have some adjustment on the hanging brackets as well. Seems to be level like that. Okay, so we want to be around about there. So we've removed that. You can mark the holes up where we want to drill. They seem pretty secure, so now we can go ahead and hang the cabinet up. So hopefully this should hook straight onto the wall with no issues at all. That's the plan anyway. Is that it? I think so. Seems to be. Let's get the old spirit level on there. Okay, so it's not quite level, so we need to give it a small adjustment, I think. Top as well. That seems to be spot on. Let's see if there's a gap. There is a small gap. I'm guessing we need to screw them as well then so it sits flush against the wall. Perfect. Okay, if we move all this stuff off here, this will be a moment of truth where we realise I fitted it too low. I can't open the toolbox anymore. Moment of truth. Perfect, yeah, there's plenty of clearance there. I mean, that's what I wanted really. I didn't want it to be too close to the bottom of the cabinet. Plus there's a little bit of room on the top as well if I need to store anything on the top there. So now, I guess we can go ahead and fit the shelves. I mean, the reason I was saying earlier on I'm fitting my own brackets because obviously it's only held at the top, and if you gave that a hard knock or hit it with something, that could actually jump off of them hooks and fall on the floor. Obviously we don't want that, so sometime, not today, but in the future, we're going to fit in just a pair of these, that's all. And they'll be going underneath here, leave a corner like so. So that will obviously hold the bottom in and also prevent it from jumping up and falling off. Let's go ahead and put the shelves in. Put the shelves in at a random height for now. I mean, we may adjust them later on, but let's get them in there for now. The shelves in. Well, they are a bit of a snug fit actually. That's pretty good though, I suppose. There we go. Yes, they are a real snug fit. Get that in there. And the second shelf in. Yeah, they're a really tight fit. As you can probably see, it's holding itself there. There we go. Tell you what, that's starting to look pretty good, that is. Okay, so the next step then is putting the hinges on, which by the way don't actually come with the cupboard or the door. You have to buy them separately. I've actually gone for the soft close ones just to add a little bit of finesse. So now all I have to decide is which side I want to put the hinges on. I think probably the left hand side, so when I'm working at the workbench down there I can access a lot easier. Now it's time to hang the door on the cabinet. Now the nice thing about these hinges is if you line the front end of the hinge up, they actually just clip on. Just like so. There we go, door's on. You know what, that looks pretty good. I like that, and it all lines up nicely. Now you may notice there's no handle on it yet. I haven't quite decided what type of handle I want to put on here yet, so I'll do that at a later date as well. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Perfect. Right, let's get some stuff in there. Yeah, I'm well impressed with that. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've actually got a few more little updates I'm going to be doing to the workshop in upcoming videos. But I do have a few car videos coming up as well, actually, on my Audi A6. I need to change the front brake discs, the rear brake pads, and unfortunately I've got to change one of my injectors. One of my injectors have failed. So I'm going to be changing that possibly next week, and obviously I'll take you guys along to show you what I encounter. I've never changed one before, so it should be pretty fun. I'll probably learn something new as well. But don't forget to click like and subscribe, and click the bell notification so you get notified once these videos are uploaded, so you don't miss out on anything. Until next time guys, take care.